Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now, we've been talking about things to add to your calendar since the month began, and today is no different. This morning in studio, we have Ambassador Nogales with us to talk about the 12th annual Spanish Flamenco Benefit Concert taking place at Napa on the 7th of December. Good morning, Ambassador, and welcome.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on the show this morning. How's your Christmas shaping up?
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
I think that there are a number of things, we have the day after tomorrow the flamenco concert, and I'm also happy to say that we are collaborating with Hatco Experiences for the next Saturday, the Etienne Charles Chucho Valdez concert, which is going to be a great event. So two great events, keeping us busy, but very, very happy.
This is absolutely wonderful. So let's talk about the first event,
Yes.
which now the theme of this year, correct me if I'm wrong, the pronunciation is Raíces. Is that correct?
Yes, the Raíces.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about this theme and what inspired it. Could you share with us?
Well, so Raíces in English could be roots. So it's showcasing flamenco, the essence of flamenco. So flamenco as any artistic form, so has a core, and one of the is that it has been able to incorporate a number of things, but there's always the tension between the purists and the people who are more cosmopolitan. So the artists of this year, what they reclaim is that they come from the core of the flamenco scene, and their version of flamenco is very close to the theoretical root of the phenomenon, of the form. Yeah.
Wonderful. So there's definitely a lot of depth to this,
Yes.
of course. And I know that we're really going to be looking forward to this because this is also a great representation of culture of Spain, of course, music and dance. But aside from that, this is a charitable event.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the charity and where it's going?
Well, so we every year all the proceeds go to an NGO. So last year, because it was our first concert after the pandemic, we thought that, and we had donated vaccines to Trinidad. Health was prime in our minds. This year it goes to La Casita, which is an NGO that focuses on domestic violence, victims of domestic violence among the largely Venezuelan community that is working out of Arima, and Spain is one of the countries that is at the leading front of trying to alleviate all the suffering coming from the Venezuelan tragedy. Close to 8 million people have left the country, which is an extremely sad figure. And so the people who are here, they are some of the most vulnerable group, and La Casita has been doing a really admirable work catering to that kind of situations of despair, violence, family disruption, etc. So I think we thought that it was worthwhile that we would devote the proceeds of the concert to one of the possibly most reputable NGOs in the country.
Definitely. And I mean, every day we see more stories come out and we see more individuals come. So there's no doubt that what the work that La Casita is doing and the collaboration between the embassy and La Casita is something that is going to bring so much love, benefits, resources that are necessary. And it ties in so well with, of course, the theme of roots or raíces, as you mentioned, with the fact that we need to have those connections. And the best way to build those connections is with building that community.
That's right.
And as we talk about community as well, of course, I know that there are some collaborations, some sponsorship that's taken place in order for this event to happen. One of them is the Ministry of Community Development. How has that collaboration been going so far?
Well, this is an ongoing collaboration with them. So we sometimes it works both ways. Sometimes they spot a need and they come to us, or sometimes it is us that through various channels we know something that requires attention, and we alert them. So that's that. But they are not the only ones. We are also collaborating with the Ministry of Culture, Tourism and the Arts. Mm-hmm. It is done to them that we are in Napa, and then our traditional sponsor, Repsol, Global Exchange, Tatil, and the Hotel Hyatt. So these are our traditional sponsors that they've been with us for many years now, and we are very happy to work with them.
Now, one of the beautiful things about this is that, as you mentioned, all of these sponsors have been working in collaboration with the embassy for years. But one of the things that definitely also strikes me is the importance that's placed on culture.
Yes.
How important is it to you, as a Spaniard, but also as a global citizen, to ensure that culture continues to be promoted globally?
Well, for us, it's a key element of our identity. We are the country that gave birth to Spanish language. That is luckily a language that is shared by more than 500 million people. And that with different varieties, different accents, different linguistic variety, but there is a common thing. And additionally, culture is something that elevates us. Is on the day-to-day something that we pay homage to the people who are the best among us, people like Cervantes. For example, you read a novel by Don Quixote from Cervantes, and then you find the depth of the exploration of the human soul is still very relevant today. Equally with music. Can be painting. You go to a museum like in Spain, like El Prado, and still these are works that appeal to you not only from an aesthetical point of view, but other dimensions. So I think that culture is extremely important, and where the highbrow and the lowbrow can very easily meet.
Definitely, they can meet, and that's the beauty of flamenco as well. And it's wonderful that you have this in Trinidad and Tobago. We know that it's the 12th annual one, but it feels every time that it's something different because there's something new that is brought to the table. Now, this event happening on the 7th of December, can you tell us what time it starts?
So it's 6:30 at Napa, and the tickets can be bought at the Napa box office, and they are $150.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now, when you say 6:30, now you're here in Trinidad, so you know about Trini time. Is this 6:30 Trini time, or is this 6:30 time?
We will do our utmost to be as punctual as possible. I try to be punctual, and this is the time we are aiming at.
Wonderful.
So that's it. So if people can arrive before, all the better.
Absolutely fantastic. Starting at 6:30 at Napa, and great price as well, $150. Now, you did give us a sneak peek. You said there's something else coming up that the embassy is collaborating
with. Well, we are collaborating with Hatco Experiences on the Saturday the 16th. Etienne Charles and Chucho Valdez, the Cuban-Spanish pianist, they are playing together with a band, and I think it's going to be another highlight of the Christmas calendar.
Very exciting, and it's beautiful to see this the molding of both of our cultures into our Christmas calendars. And it just goes to show, of course, that there is so much that we have to offer and so much we can learn from each other. Ambassador Nogales, before we close, is there anything you'd like to share?
Well, so my best wishes to all the Trini population. I think that these are times to enjoy, to gather the family, our friends, and I think that but also thinking about doing good beyond our immediate entourage, and possibly, paying attention to the work of entities like La Casita is something that is really worthwhile.
Definitely is. Ambassador Nogales, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, and wishing you a wonderful Christmas.
Yes, so to you.
Trinidad and Tobago, don't miss the 12th annual Spanish Flamenco Benefit Concert happening on December 7th at Napa. And stay tuned, because not only do we have your birthdays coming up, but something that Ambassador Nogales just mentioned is also going to be a massive point of discussion before we wrap today's edition of Now. We have a few messages and we'll be right back.